Democratic candidate John Fetterman is hitting back after the Oz campaign attacked him for having a stroke. So, Rachel Tripp, Oz's senior communications advisor, went after Fetterman after he made fun of the cringy video where Dr. Oz, of course, was pretending to shop for crudité. Crudité. She tweeted this: "If John Fetterman had ever eaten a vegetable in his life, then maybe he wouldn't have had a major stroke and wouldn't be in the position of having to lie about it constantly." Like, you want to talk about low? That's disgusting. That really, really is. Boy. You know, he could have died from a stroke, right? Insane. Now, Fetterman responded by saying this: "I had a stroke. I survived it. I'm truly so grateful to be still here today. I know politics can be nasty, but even then, I could never imagine ridiculing someone for their health challenges." Now, look, I know Fetterman couldn't, but some people absolutely do go there. And I think there's a reason. Oz's campaign is super, super salty. They're getting crushed in the polls. Oz is running an incredibly bad campaign. Again, they're putting out cringy videos and just getting crushed. I mean, crudité. Crudité. Are you going to appeal to average Pennsylvania voters with crudité? Really? Really? Come on. And look, there's a reason, right? It's a lot of working people can't afford the fresh produce to buy that stuff. And it's not just because, of course, of inflation, the fact of inflation, but the fact that you have wages that are just too low. Let's add in the fact that junk and processed foods are heavily subsidized because you have donors from those industries, from those trades groups that are going and flooding politicians with massive campaign contributions. They're deregulating the food industry. That's why we have much lower food standards in this country than in other countries. And again, it's mostly because you have right-wingers, you have corporatists that are deregulating industry in order to save their donors money. And so, like, oh, no, we're going to cut regulations on these corporations. We're going to let them put just about anything that they want into our food. And even if it makes it, super, super unhealthy, and we're not going to subsidize vegetables. So, look, maybe a message of, I don't know, I'm going to do something about that and ensure that everyone has access to fresh fruits and vegetables. That might be a winning strategy for, Pennsylvania voters. Or I should say maybe any voters. But no, instead, you'd be like, you had a stroke. You did. Oh, yeah, you didn't eat enough crudité. You should have had more crudité. No, this is ridiculous. Now, look, and here's the thing about Dr. Oz, right? He spent his entire career, at least on TV, hawking phony weight loss cures. So you think he did anything to actually help average people live longer and healthier lives? No, of course not. Of course not. No, he's a disgusting person. Now, the Daily Beast reached out to Tripp, who replied via email saying, quote, "Nice try. Dr. Oz has been urging people to eat more veggies for years. That's not ridicule. It's good health advice. We're only trying to help." Oh, we're only trying to help by, mocking your stroke. Wow. Look, odds are you probably know somebody who's had a stroke. My uncle had one. Now, thankfully, he recovered and is, living a very healthy life today. Now, my grandma, however, did not survive her stroke last year. And so I'm sure many of us, again, have similar stories, considering it is the 5th leading cause of death in the United States. Strokes are deadly serious, and we should take them seriously. And this is not something to flippantly joke about because your campaign happens to be getting spanked. And so to see them go to these lengths, to go to the bottom of that barrel in order to attack their political opponent, it's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Now, that said, is it the right wing that does it? Yeah, but is it the left? Does the left do it too? Yeah. And it really reminds me of when Bernie Sanders had a mild heart attack. Look, I know it's uncomfortable to kind of look at your own side, but a lot of establishment Democrats were giddy about the fact that Bernie Sanders had a mild heart attack. And this was, again, during the 2020 primary. They despised Bernie Sanders. And so, yeah, they were cheering. They were saying like, oh, yeah, see, Bernie Sanders, heart attack. He shouldn't be able to run. He shouldn't be able to run. No, look at it. That terrible heart. Terrible. Too old. Bad. No, it's not just Republicans. Look, what we should do, we need to leave people's health out of it. Unless, of course, it does actually involve the jobs that you're doing. A good example, Dianne Feinstein. Dianne Feinstein, she served in Congress for a very, very long time. But recently, she's been having some serious issues. She has issues with her memory, with her attention span. Sometimes she doesn't know where she is. And again, this is according to Feinstein aides. Okay. She appears to be having like Alzheimer's or dementia symptoms. That's a serious problem. Sometimes she doesn't know what her job is. Or, when people will explain something and then she'll ask several times, can you say that again? And sometimes doesn't even recognize her colleagues. That's a serious issue. No, she needs to retire. Or, you also have people like Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker has admitted to having some serious mental health issues. Having, multiple personality disorder? So, look, I'm not getting down on people who, suffer from that. But at the same time, like when it comes to Herschel Walker, do you know which Herschel Walker you're voting for? Like that is, again, serious. And it will have an impact on their jobs. And so, again, if it doesn't have an impact on their ability to go to work and to do their job, then you should leave them alone and not attack them for, having real significant health issues. And for the ones who do actually have mental health issues, again, not a good thing to mock them for, but to actually treat them, with empathy and to hope that they get the care that they need.